Hey guys, I'm back, and as promised, we're going to go to the part 2, the tour of my wrestling mini museum. This one's going to focus on some signed magazines. I do have some other signed mags as part of my other display, as you can go back to part 1 and see one of those. I want to say this is definitely again inspired by the now defunct pro wrestling world, and also a shout out to the guys at Wrestler Weekly who are absolutely on point with these types of things. They got way more of these than I do, and I encourage all fans to check them out. Let's get going now. We got Pro Wrestling Illustrated, April 1986, signed by Wendy Richter. There's a little bit of a glare there, but is Wendy Richter more popular than Hulk Hogan? I lived through it, and I'm going to tell you, she was very, very popular at that time, but the answer is no. Next up, we got Inside Wrestling, June 1993, featuring Sting and Vader on the cover, signed by both. So a little note here, as you'll see my stuff, I'm very focused today on the women, in the past on the 80s. 90s, especially the early 90s, get written off, but this was a great feud during that time period. Next up, we got Wrestling Superstars, Spring 1981. The greatest superstars in wrestling is selected by the wrestlers themselves, signed by Bob Backlund, the late Bruno Sammartino, Ric Flair, Harley Race, and Mil Mascaras. Got that one directly from Pro Wrestling World. We've got Sports Review Wrestling, July 1981. Tommy Rich on the cover, signed by Tommy Wildfire Rich. And there's a little something else there, but I'm going to tell you to head over to Wrestler Weekly and find out from them. It's a fun story. Very recent pickup that I got in person, The Wrestler, October 1985, featuring Dr. D. David Schultz on the cover. It's signed by Dr. D. Got that signed at a recent Legends of the Ring. Cool thing was, I'd actually forgotten he was going to be there, and I looked through my own mags and was happy to see that this was in really nice shape, so had him sign it. And apparently this was such a prominent picture for him, he had copies of the picture at his table to sign. Next up, we have another grab from Pro Wrestling World. It's got both the Bobby and Stan Midnight Express with Jim Cornette, and that's signed by all three, and the original Midnight Express of Dennis Condrey, Randy Rose, and Paulie Dangerously, now Paul Heyman. Fun little thing about this one is if you've seen the many shoot interviews done in Castle Cornette, that Jim Cornette has the same magazine prominently displayed there. And we're going to end today with Pro Wrestling Illustrated, August 1984. Can Jerry Lawler survive his own dreams of greatness? It's got a great autograph by Jerry the King Lawler. Magazine I've seen in a couple other collections, and it's easy to see why. It displays really nice. And that's going to be it for today. And not sure what the next video is going to be, but come back. Hope you enjoyed it.